From the church house to the pimp house, nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Hey, 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 hey. Listen, today, there go my glasses. Today, or this evening, shall I say, we doing a Shop Talk exclusive. We're going to cover the election, and we're going to give you our views. Why? Because our views are extremely important, and that's how we do it on Shop Talk. We keep it 100. We're going to let you know what's going on. I have my girl Mallory from Columbus. She is joining us today. She's going to let us know what's going on with the polls, what states. We got Rugal there. You know he does the politics every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon right here on Shop Talk with Mel. So, of course, we got him to keep you lovely people informed. Let's do it. It is late, but I don't know. The anxiety is like through the roof for everybody. What you think? What you think, Mal? Do you think the anxiety is through the roof for the people?
You know, it is for me. I can say that. I'm trying to remain cautiously optimistic, but I will not feel okay until I know for sure.
Okay, that's understandable. That's understandable because go ahead, Rugal.
Right now, yeah. No, I'm just trying to get an idea of where the race was in 2016, and in some of these states, so for example, Colorado, it went to Hillary Clinton in 2016.
You asking me?
I thought that was a state that was. I'm asking Mallory.
Okay. I'm like, what's happening? Everybody, no,
yes,
I'm like,
Hillary did win Colorado in 2016.
Okay, so I guess we're looking at. Did she win Iowa?
Okay. You know what? I probably got too many connections.
Okay.
She didn't.
All right. And did she win Minnesota? I know she didn't win Wisconsin's.
She did win Minnesota.
Okay. So, and she won New Mexico. She didn't win Arizona. Did she win Nevada?
I don't know, but I know one thing that, what is it? They said that Pennsylvania and Ohio are supposed to be the swing states. And I want the listening audience, I got so many different devices going on. So I'm on Facebook Live, YouTube. Y'all chime in here. How you feeling? Shout out to D, Maria, all you lovely people that's joining in this way. But what happened to the swing states of Pennsylvania and Ohio? You think they have Ohio already?
Well, I think Pennsylvania is only reporting 45% of the vote. So that would lead me to believe like larger places like Philadelphia hasn't had all its votes in, and Pittsburgh as well. So I think there's probably like still a chance for that.
Okay.
I want to see if we can go in there and see it. So it's not confirming any of this stuff. But when you look at some of the major epicenters like Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, those seem to be trending blue at this point. Erie, Pennsylvania is trending red, which is different. Erie,
PA to trend red is different.
I thought I've always assumed it was
a blue state,
Democratic
city,
county.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, here's what's interesting. Philadelphia, you can't really count right now because they went home. You know that, right? As of 10 o'clock, they went home, and they stopped counting the mail-in ballots, and they said they're gonna come back tomorrow. But you know, Philly is a union. In that a union area, they probably like, you ain't paying me overtime. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll finish counting. But if you check into that information, they'll let you know fresh in, hot off the pressure. Girl got you covered. Philadelphia shut down and was like, boom. And I thought they counted until like midnight. Or is it overtime? They probably was like, y'all ain't paying me overtime. I'm out. Peace. What up, Nick? Nick the voice is on too.
I think just because this isn't typical that they probably had that amount of time. But Pennsylvania is always, for example, we should start off with this information. Technically, no state will be done counting. Okay, if it was no COVID, none of that sort of stuff, 2016, 2012, or whatever, no state would have its official numbers in. These are projections based off of what folks they have been. So, that's so in this situation, Pennsylvania was the state where I believe they didn't even start. They didn't start counting their absentee or early voting until the polls closed. Am I correct about that?
Right,
Mallory. Yeah.
Oh, they didn't. So they don't start until after.
Some of the things that really shocked me. What shocked me was Ohio thus far, even with the Associated Press is saying that 92% of Ohio's vote is in, and Joe Biden, Trump is actually leading him by about 7.5 points right now. The issue is that there was, they had, if you think back to the Democratic convention, they had Governor Kasich, the former governor of Ohio there, talking about Republicans voting for Biden because they were unhappy with the direction Trump was going.
I remember hearing that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, as of now, there are large epicenters in Ohio, when you think about the Big Eight. So not knowing exactly how those votes are coming in or what counties all are reporting, let's see if we can get a closer look at that. Right now, the information I have isn't declaring any county as this is just making me think about. I'm trying to think around this time 4 years ago, where Hillary Clinton was at versus Donald Trump, and I want to say, I wonder. We need to pull up those total points, but I remember it was in. I don't remember her having. I remember something like 173 for her, and then nothing else. So I don't remember that as far as the electoral the votes that she received from the electoral.
Okay, let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question to both of you, and I'll start with Mallory. How's your anxiety level, if you could rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Dealing with this election. What would you rate your anxiety level?
About an 8.
Okay.
About an 8 right now.
Okay, what about you, Rugal?
It's pretty high. So I think we had such high expectations.
Okay.
It's really hard to say because it's so much tied to this. We got to see the Senate, how the Senate is going to switch.
Oh, okay.
And if it switches at all, but if he does win, Supreme Court is going to be locked in there. There's going to be more federal court judges assigned by him and that sort of thing. So, we're looking at it's going to be a different America. I'll tell you that it's going to be different. And people will see if how he does how he leads works. And right now, with everything that we see that has been blatantly wrong, as far as the corona situation, the race relations in the country, I just don't know how people will react to that, and if it's going to be in a way that perpetuates more of the same instead of a more United States.
Okay, I will say this. Let me put this out here. some people were concerned as far as how this election would go. Who are these they people, right? They said that the fairness of this election, because I spoke to somebody at the Board of Elections, I wanted to know, I'm like, let me see what's going on. They said the fairness of this particular election has risen 7% compared to 2016. And at 11 o'clock, 11:30, 100 million people have early voted already. I don't know if you guys are, okay, I'm like, you're back? Because I'm like, everybody must be on the internet because it's going like freezing. Yeah, they said
it cut out. It cut out for me.
Oh, did it? It probably froze. It probably froze because everybody's on the internet.
You're back now, though.
Okay, I guess everybody's on the internet wanting to know what's going on. It's like freezing. Jeez. I do have, like I said, I have different devices going on. Radina, she's watching. She's praying for it not to be a civil war going on. There's a lot of people that are still, which is so ironic to me because there were some people that were, at GM, lost their jobs at GM, and they were going for Trump. They were going for Trump. And Nick the Voice, who co-hosts Shop Talk with Bill, she said that she voted on Sunday and it was really, really crowded. So I guess 100 million voted already early. And you also have the mail-in votes. Everybody, you're right, Rugal. They probably won't count those ballots. I don't think until Thursday? That we would actually. What's your thoughts? What's your prediction? You with me or no?
It's really tough to say because I'm looking at the CNN poll versus the Associated Press. CNN has it 192 to 108, and that's in favor of Biden.
Okay.
I was looking for a breakdown of that, but it's I would just say based on some of the policies that are dear to me, I just don't see Trump a lot of regulations on the environment, and we're in a very like think about it like this. It just snowed here. When we get like 4 inches of snow
yesterday,
Sunday, and now it's melting, and it's going to be like 70 degrees. Well, I don't think there's a such thing of man having an effect on the environment, and I'm like, I don't get that. I don't understand that, and I think it's just only going to get worse. As far as like the whole race relation piece here, he hasn't reached out to anyone outside of people in entertainment, and that bothers me because you're not talking to our thinkers. You're talking to people who can persuade people based off of popularity and not influences and being a leader in their field. So that's really bothering me. And I would like to see what happens with this proposed platinum plan, which is a ridiculous name for that. If he indeed wins, we're what's his name? Oh man, I can't even think of his name right now. Little
Who? Little Wayne?
I want to say Little Wayne. Yeah, Little Wayne. He's supporting him as well.
Yeah, and I know that his girlfriend broke up with him too.
Yeah, but the problem is that I don't know what's gonna happen with that, and that's the thing. Like if people are going to vote based off of what celebrities say that really have not. I don't want to say hasn't done anything positive for the community. I don't want to say that, but what I do want to say is that, why isn't he having pictures with leaders in academia, leaders in manufacturing, leaders? he's not contacting black people who have a significant influence in things that are economic drivers in our community. I mean, entertainment is, but
he don't even know the people. What did he
really.
call him? DJ or MC Pimp, and it was Pump. Like, he doesn't even know the people, but what he's doing is trying to get people who are influential, you know, to the younger generation to get out and vote. You're right. You're right, because he's just getting anybody, and he don't even know the name. But you know what happened when he got, what's her name? Chrisette Michele. Remember?
Yeah.
And that didn't work out too well for her anyway. I'm trying to get this together.
So I'm actually looking for results for Ohio by county.
Okay.
And originally, early on, I seen that Mahoney and Trumbull County were blue, but now it's showing that they're red. Did anybody get any feedback on that?
I don't know. He must be messing with my internet service. That's why I keep going out. I'm like, that's why I keep going out. Well, you know what? Let me get these questions out of the way. Do you think that he's trying so hard, and I'm speaking of our current president, trying so hard to win the election because, do you think it's because of power or not wanting to go to jail?
Well, I mean, they're kind of one and the same, I would say. You know,
it's very different.
President will keep, you know, we'll keep him out. But it's also, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the thing is, too, is that look at how he's influenced. Look at the policies he's putting in place and the things he's talking about, the things he's had done with the tax cuts for the wealthy. You know, he's just making, even if he loses, he wins until something is done that may not be able to be done if there's gridlock between the House and Senate. So,
well, that's probably why they wanted to get Amy in there real, you know, hurry up and let's get her in. So you're right. Regina says she thinks that he is smarter than the two. She thinks that he's intelligent. Hope actually said that she's so disappointed that Mahoney and Trumbull counties voted for him. She thought it would have been a little bit different. Do you guys have what we're looking at in the Mahoney and Trumbull County? Are you guys able to see, or is any one of you guys able to see where we are with that?
I'm trying to see that now. Because at first I was seeing things, but that's accurate.
It must be.
Yes. Mahoning County and Trumbull, 8% Trumbull.
That does not seem. What's the percentage?
Yeah, Mahoning County, 50.3% to Trump, 48.3% for Biden.
Wow.
With, I'm sorry, more than 98% of the votes reported.
Wow.
D said Trump is up here locally, and she's in Trumbull County.
Yes, he's winning. He is winning. There's the closest county to us right now that is going blue so far is Portage County.
Portage, okay. All right. See, everybody must be on the doggone internet that my stuff keep freezing. I'm like, got a direct connect. How do you feel when I saw the boarded up buildings? How did that make you feel to see that buildings were boarded up?
I don't even know.
What's your thoughts? Come on, keep it 100. Butler said that Trump won Mahoning and Trumbull County. Go ahead. I get off work to this news. Look like,
I am shocked. I mean, the reason why I'm shocked about that for Mahoney County is that, like, when you look at the people that won for pretty much, I think they're declaring 100% of the vote is in are for all the other offices that were in play. So 60% went to Trafficante for the for his seat for the Congress. I mean, not Congress, but commissioner, and
Okay.
he's a Democrat. Another candidate for a county coroner, he won 56.5% to 43%, and he's a Democrat. Joe Schiavone won his seat 58.1% to 41%.
Okay, but wait, answer the question. Answer the question. How did that make you feel when they boarded up the stores?
I said I think that's ridiculous.
Okay, what's your thoughts, Mallory?
It didn't make me feel good. I think that when people do that, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But it didn't make me feel good. Low expectations for the people, and the sentiments that I feel when I see things like that, it reminds me of the recent protesting that we've had, surrounding the Black Lives Matter movement, and stores choosing to close early, board up their windows and things like that in fear of. So that didn't make me feel good to see that.
Okay, one of the online,
and I truly hope that it's unnecessary.
Right. One of the online listeners wrote that boarding up made me sick, and it does. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what did you do that for? Was that for that stand back and stand by? Because let's be real here, and I have to be honest. President Trump is always on 10. We know that. And it's mighty funny when he made that comment when they had that debate. It was very calm, stand back and stand by. That stayed in my head, and it's still in my head, obviously. It'll probably be there forever. Because making a statement like that publicly, stand back and stand by, that sounds like you want a war. That sounds like you want a civil war. That was not okay for me. You didn't denounce them at all. The quote unquote good boys, no, Proud Boys. Is that what it is? I think that's what they were called, the Proud Boys. You didn't denounce them, but to just say that, it was just like, And boarding up stores, to me, that's almost like, and not to say that it was for me, because we know that there's looters and we know who they were because they were on television, you know what I mean? Or the people that were damaging buildings. This isn't the Rodney King. This is election. You know what I mean? It's not the Rodney King riot. This is an election. Now, President Trump said that he wasn't going to go away easy. I guess they was going to have to evict him. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if he loses, I think it comes that day when, if he's declared a loser, and it's mathematically impossible for him to have won. Once Biden is sworn in, I don't know, Biden has had to go sit on his lap in the Oval Office or something.
See, what I'm worried about is if it's close, and if we have a contested election, and it points to why they were so anxious. The Republicans were so anxious to get the Supreme Court nominee.
It froze up. I hear you, Mallory. It froze up for a minute.
That's what I'm worried about now. A race that's too close.
I'm going to vote in Ohio anyway. We had the opportunity to go vote in person versus having mail-in ballots and that sort of thing. And I wonder if there's going to be some conversation later on about some ballots were, people didn't sign them. People didn't put in their birth dates and different things like that, because they become like populated, from what I understood, which would left some people not truly reviewing it all the way, signing it, and then turning it in. So I wonder if we're in a situation where if people would have just voted earlier in person versus like handling that whole mail-in ballot thing, if that would have made a difference. I mean, I don't know, and I don't want to speculate and say that those numbers aren't correct, but that just seems like a huge switch for Mahoning County not to be blue.
Okay. India
I mean,
said
that's,
India, from the listening audience, she said that that stand back and stand by is still in her head as well. Here's my question for you guys. There are some people that feel as though that Biden may die if he don't win and are not happy with the results. What's your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people that I did speak with, their issue is they feel as though that Biden may pass and America is not ready for a black female president. What's your thoughts about that?
I mean,
So are we saying if he passes after he wins?
Yeah, if he passes after he wins, and that's why a lot of people weren't voting for Biden because they feel as though that he may pass. But there's only a 4-year difference in the age. That's what's crazy to me. But go ahead.
Age differences, not a lot between Trump and Biden, like you said, but, God forbid if something like that were to happen, I don't know if it matters if America's ready or not, because America wouldn't have a choice. There's a process in place. So they'd have to get ready.
Yeah. And just to add to that, I mean, I hope that wasn't the thing where people were like, I don't want to see her in the Oval Office, or in the White House or in that particular role. I'm hoping, I'm hoping that's not the case, but you never know what may sway people to vote a certain way. I do know that some people who may have been her supporters really didn't do her any favors. When you think about like Jermaine Dupri, when she was in Atlanta, he said to her, you put a lot of brothers in jail. And, but she also said, though, I started a program to get people trained and when they got out of jail to be able to find work and different things like that. And I think that's a strong statement to say when you don't know. Like, I can see if she was, doing things where people were getting wrongly accused and locked up and that sort of thing. But, I think that's a tough statement to make when we know that there's so many other factors that causes a community that have issues with crime that have nothing that makes a legal system that's already broken just worse, like poverty, no access to jobs, no access to, for example, to resources and that sort of thing. Even when you look at our area, I mean, there's food deserts and it's not a unique issue to our city as it is almost every major metropolitan inner city has those particular problems, So will things be done? Because I will say over the first 4 years of the Trump administration, nothing like that has been done to fix the problems with the economic issues within inner cities, and definitely no money towards funding school districts properly.
Another listener said that Trump needs 4 more years to clean up the mess. What's your thoughts on that?
4 more years to do what?
To clean up the mess. The mess in the White House.
The mess that he created, or the mess that he I mean, like,
I guess him. Some people feel
what mess he had to clean up.
Okay, that's fair to say. I don't know. I'm reading the comments that are coming in. Mm-hmm. Because me, I'm going to be fair. I'm non-biased. Let's see what the people think. Because we do have some Republicans and we also have some Democrats that's on this feed, okay? One
Okay.
said that he will clean it up. Now, me personally, I have to be clear. There were some things that were in place. There were some things that were actually in place for the coronavirus, according to President Obama. And he said that the current president refused to look at it. He didn't want to do anything that had to do with the whole Obama administration. He didn't want any parts of. So that's why we are in the situation that we're in now. India out of North Carolina said she don't like how he handled the COVID. She lost people in her own family and she was not okay with it. Radina said the COVID will be gone soon. And that's what the current president is saying. But how? How?
Yeah, there's no vaccine that's ready to use. Numbers are increasing. You know, and I will tell you this: they will probably the government will probably do everything it can do to prevent another shutdown, even if there isn't anything in place to even if there isn't any vaccine in place. Because the number, like just yesterday in our county, I think, in Ohio, there was 2,600 new cases. On top of this adds to the 300,000 plus cases just in Ohio. So I mean that.
I thought that Biden's campaign on healthcare, and to my understanding, help me out here too, lovely people. President Trump is, according to the Biden administration, they're saying that he's going to do away with chronic care, health care. So if you have a pre-existing illness, you're just kind of like SOL, where he's supposed to be doing away. Go ahead.
What he said was that when his pick for the Supreme Court came in, like if she struck down the Affordable Care Act, he would be happy. Now the question was, well, what are you going to replace it with? And he's like, oh, when it's struck down, I'm just going to do something bigger or something better.
But nothing is being said.
You don't need to strike it down to make a better plan. You know? So, I mean, like, what'll happen is if that pre-existing condition piece goes away, we're going to have to hope that the insurance companies look at what's best for people versus what's best for their bottom line. And if they're going for the bottom line, they may revert back. You know what I mean? So you never know what might happen. They may even use it as a ploy and either on how to get more people to them. Like, okay, we will accept your pre-existing conditions versus this other company. You know, then you get that competition like you would see for auto insurance if you had an accident. You know, accident forgiveness or something of that nature. But the issue is that the price of healthcare keeps on rising, and he hasn't presented a way to be able to solve that problem.
You know, he actually hasn't presented anything at all to date. There's still no public plan that he has. Like you said, you know, at the beginning of that statement, the president keeps saying that if Obamacare is struck down in the courts, he's going to replace it with something better. He's yet to elaborate on what that something better is.
And see, that's where my issue is. You know, you have these great plans, but you won't share those plans. It'll be something better, just as that one. This is going to be grand. This is going to be great. You're doing away with, you don't believe Dr. Fauci. What's the other doctor? What is it? Oh, I can't think of Atlas or something like that.
Dr. Burke?
It's a different doctor. I can't think of it.
Fauci. Dr. Fauci.
No, he's not listening to Dr. Fauci. Remember, he said he'd fire him. And I want to say Dr. Atlas or something like that. I'll have to look into it. Yeah, he said he was going to fire Dr. Fauci. I mean, that's going to take some work. You know what I mean? To be able to do that. But why would you, why would you, how many presidencies has he sat through, Dr. Fauci? How many presidents? Do you guys know that offhand? I have
I want to say definitely since the 90s.
So if the country relied on him, I would say that he knows what he's talking about. He's a professional. Why not listen to him now? And then he was saying that the vaccine will be out prior to the election. And I don't know who was going to try that, because it surely wasn't going to be me at all. I was like, no, I'm good. I'll take my chances. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on him wanting to get rid of Dr. Fauci and making decisions, making medical decisions?
Well, I think the thing is whenever you remove people that support an agenda, you know, basically he's saying what he's done since he's gotten to the office is eliminated anyone who's like giving him a counter opinion that was counterintuitive to what he thought it should be. And what he needs to realize is that these people are specialists in those areas because they have the experience, education, and dedication to be able to make these judgment calls for you. And you shouldn't say, I want to stand just behind the economy versus people's health. You know, right now we're in a situation where they didn't even pass a package, and there's people going potentially without homes. And so when we talk about Fauci, and you think about the CDC, where was he at the CDC or NHI? I mean NIH.
NIH.
Okay. So when you think about that, the CDC is saying we have to put out an order that no one gets evicted from their homes because we don't want people in homeless shelters because of the spread of this disease. And yet he can't make it so that we have a country that supports itself, that supports the citizens through such a dilemma. And so, you know, that's the thing. It's like, if it's not Fauci, it's General Maddox. If it's not General Maddox, it's many multitudes of other people he's gotten rid of to support his agenda without any questions.
Okay. Now, there are some people that feel as though they don't want to stay up and watch the election due to anxiety.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. I'm just looking.
You're gonna do like 2016, because I was asleep, and I'm telling you, I thought it was a joke.
Nah, I was half asleep, and I thought, oh, this can't be real. I'll go back to sleep and wake up, and it'll be different, and it wasn't. You know, talking about that in 2016, Trump had 304 electoral votes from the Electoral College votes. And Hillary Clinton had 227. So,
where is did they do Detroit yet? Because you remember they had that whole thing where they were talking about kidnapping the governor and all that extra stuff. Did they tally up Detroit yet?
Detroit.
I'll check.
Detroit is in. It looks like it is trending blue. I don't know exactly what the percentage is if you have that, but only 50% of the vote is in Detroit, in Michigan.
Okay.
So it looks like, I don't know. I'm looking here. I'm like, oh no, I'm all into the screen. But it looks like Lansing is trending blue.
Thanks, D.
Flint looks like it's trending red. And there's some pockets throughout there. You know, Michigan is a very unique state. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens there.
Okay, what about Florida? Because Florida used to be a red state. Is it still a red?
Yes, Florida hasn't been officially called yet, but they've got 98% of their vote in, and the president is winning Florida 51%. to 47.
Oh, so it's pretty close there. Okay. Okay. So it's red. I just, listen, that still boggles my mind because of the Cubans. It just boggles my mind because it's flooded down there in Florida. And it's like I was telling you guys, the Cubans left a dictatorship to come over here and to vote for a dictator. Because let's be honest, we know that President Trump runs the country like a business. And usually and I think that that's probably most of the issue. I'm not listening to anybody. This is my business and we're running it this way. Either you jump on or jump off. Because you see what happened. What was it like? It's like 90% of his first string. They all got fired? Didn't they get
fired?
Fired, resigned.
Yeah, the first string.
But I think the thing is though.
Go ahead.
What happened?
I said, go ahead. It froze, but go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, when you talk about making a comparison of running a company, a country like a business, one thing you have to account for is your human capital when you have a business, and therefore you want your workforce to be as strong and as intelligent and educated as possible, and has he done things to do that for the least of us? No, he hasn't. The minimum wage, the federal minimum wage hasn't changed in probably 2 decades. We can't worry about trickle down economics to change the situation for individuals. When we start looking at campaigns like the Poor People's Campaign and things like that, that's been around since the 1960s. And yet we're still in a situation where government hasn't forced these businesses to increase minimum wage. If you're giving them the tax breaks, then give the people an opportunity to be able to make a livable wage. We need to move. We have to have an America that moves beyond a minimum wage into a livable wage.
Yes.
Because in Ohio, $8.55 isn't a livable wage. I think a livable wage is probably a little bit over $14 at this point in time. I remember back in 2010, which is, I know, 10 years ago, but the livable wage in our part of Ohio was about $13.42 an hour.
Look at Texas for me.
So $8.55 is far cry from that.
Okay.
What's that?
Look at Texas. See where Texas is going. Well, we're going to wrap this up. 15 more minutes,
Texas,
all right? 15 more minutes, Mal.
78% of the vote is in Texas. Donald Trump has 52% of that 78. I'm sorry. He has 52% of the 78 percent that's reported in that state.
You're going to have to repeat Biden's because it's breaking up again. Go ahead. What does Biden have? Rugo froze. He froze. Okay, Radina, I see that you said, hold on, it's trying to connect. See, this is all my stuff. This is all on my lovely end. Okay, did we come on back? Hopefully we came on back. Let's see. Let's see if I can get them back on. Okay, they're trying to connect. All right, D, I see what you said. You said he's awesome for business and he's not a normal politician. Not at all, because he's definitely not presidential, what we know as being presidential. And you feel as though that nobody is good anymore. And I guess that he is the best candidate. Is it safe to say that that's what you're saying? All right. We got to figure out what happened. I lost connection, I guess, because everybody is on. I had Mal on. I want you guys to know, I'll go back to the 2016 where President Trump won Detroit by 11,000 votes. So that was really, really close. And I think it was like it was a ton of people that voted, but it was only by 11,000 votes in Detroit, and President Trump won PA by 44,000 votes, so it was pretty tight and it was pretty close. Let's see here. Gotta do this one here. Trying to reconnect and see what's going on. See if I can get my lovely people back on. So I apologize for the issue that we had, the technical difficulty. I wanted to talk about PA. I told you guys earlier where Philly just like stopped. I know that Trump was talking about how he, if it comes in after tomorrow, it shouldn't be counted. After tonight, I guess, after today, those votes, those mail-in votes shouldn't be counted. Now, that's not okay, because if today is the last day to vote and you put it in, your vote should be counted. They were saying on different media sites that if whoever gets PA, whoever gets PA, that's usually the winner. And let's see if it's true or not. Look, I'm like, let's see if that is definitely true or not. All right, let's see here. I didn't get kicked off. That it kicked me off. So many people that's on the internet, and it kicked me totally off. I guess everybody is just on looking at these results. I might do what they said. Rugel said that he was going to not watch. I guess he's just going to wake up like we did 4 years ago. There are some people that feel as though they said they had a nightmare when they went to sleep, woke up, and they saw who won 4 years ago, and it was a nightmare. And there are those who feel as though that he needs 4 more years to actually execute and do exactly what he said that he was going to do. Let's see. I'm trying to get my people to get back on, and we'll go from there. We just got kicked off, and that was me that got kicked off. It's like, let's see what's happening here. All right. Hey, Michelle and Derek, thank you guys for joining in. I decided, hey, let me do live and do this at the same time. And let's see if I can get them back on. All right. We may and we may not. We'll see what's happening. Okay. To get back on, I apologize again for the technical difficulty that we were having. Let's see if it gets back, if it puts me back on or not. We'll see. Just kick me right off. They're not playing. All right. Let's see. Okay, how y'all feeling? The lovely people that joined in on the Facebook Live and on the YouTube, how are you feeling about this election? Yeah. I'm trying to read it. Yeah, you're right, Dee. You're absolutely right. There are, Dee actually shared, she's on the feed, and she said that influenza A and B is worse than the coronavirus, and she said most people die from pneumonia, and we know that the coronavirus, it affects the lungs, and we want you guys to be around. India, I heard you from North Carolina, and I saw what you put, that yes, there is a lot of people that's passing away, and they did talk about that on The View. Joy ended up speaking on The View. So you guys catch that if you get the opportunity to go back and watch today's show. And she was saying how she felt. And this has been the most people that have actually been registered to vote and voted this year. I can't think of the one lady that actually spoke, but she was pretty much saying that there were 200, she's right, when Trump said that he's not going to leave peacefully. And there were 220 peaceful transfers of power prior to. Why is it that you're not leaving peacefully? And also, what's up with the boarding the house up? You already put the fence around the White House. What's up with that? You know what I mean? What is going on that you feel as though that you have to like double up on the White House? And I just don't think that I don't think that people will do anything. It's, if Biden doesn't get in, I don't think people would do anything if Biden does get in. Hopefully not. That's why I was wondering, and I was talking about the stand back and stand by. Were you talking about the election? What's really going on? All right, lovely people. I thank you for tuning in and all that lovely stuff. Hey, Misha, I see you. Hey, Ron, I see you. And Linda, all you lovely people. Hey. We're going to see what happened, and we'll pick up tomorrow. I want to see how you feel. So join in, and if you want to come on and shop talk, we can also do that. All right, I'll see you tomorrow morning. It probably will take till Thursday. It's probably going to actually take until Thursday to count all the ballots, because I already told y'all Philly shut down. Like I said, it's a union state. They probably like, you ain't paying me overtime. I'm about to go home, and we'll see you tomorrow, and we will finish counting these doggone ballots. All right, y'all. Good night, lovely people. I appreciate you for listening. Peace. And the same for my lovely people that's listening.
I'm just trying to.
Let's see here. We see what we got. Half of this stuff.
In 2016.
All right. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Sorry for the technical difficulty. The internet is going crazy. What they say, with the internet, they broke the internet. That's what happened. It kicked us off. All right. So listen, lovely people, I'll come back tomorrow and we'll shop talk some more to see what's going on. Peace.